Welcome to section 6, where we will deploy our entire app. So first, let's start with our Nest.js server. Back into the Nest.js server project, go inside the package.json file. You will need to add a new script. This post-install script will tell the Node.js server on our cloud provider to run this script in order to transpile our TypeScript code into standard JavaScript code, which is understandable by any Node.js server. This gives us the advantage of being able to commit our TypeScript code to our repositories and have our cloud provider transpile this TypeScript code into standard JavaScript. So we don't need to first transpile our TypeScript code to standard JavaScript, then commit it to a remote Git repository. We just commit our TypeScript code, which is transpiled on the fly on our cloud servers. Because we will use the Heroku cloud provider, we need to create a proc file which will indicate what script to run in order to start our server. Remember that because the code is transpiled, the npm start standard command known by most cloud providers will not work because the standard JavaScript code will not be at the root level of our folder. So we need to run the start prod script, which will point to the standard JavaScript code which was transpiled from our TypeScript code. Next, go to the IEX service file. You will need to modify the endpoint to get the company stock price. Because the price endpoint of the IEX services has limited quota, we will need to use the stable tops last endpoint. This endpoint has free quota at the time of recording. So remember to change the URL to contact in order to get the stock price to this one. Next, go inside your config service. Here, you will need to delete any references to MongoDB because we do not use it. Then, inside the get method, we will modify the return based on if the key for the environment variable is found or not. Because remember that on our cloud server, the node env will be set to production. It will not check for our local .env file, which was used in development mode. It will search for variables on the system on which our Node.js cloud server is running. So in order to distinguish between development mode and production mode, we will ask to see if the key is stored inside the env config or not. We will check the content of this variable. Otherwise, we will look for this key on the system of our cloud provider server. So this allows us to use environment variables without worrying if we are in development mode or in production mode, because it will take the correct values automatically.